Okay, guys, welcome along to the final-ish stage of the Making the Tune live. Just a wee bit of heads up. I'm going to go through the final sort of mix, trying to get levels kind of all well enough balanced today, and do some mastering on it as well. Now, just the way my sort of process works is that I would normally do the final master in my main studio, which actually just opened yesterday again. So I probably will, as a disclaimer, do the final mix in there. It's just to have some analog gear that I like running the tracks through. But I think for the sake of this, I'll do the final mix here with you guys, and then I'll just stick some stuff that I normally would on my master fader, just to give you an idea of how we can actually help the overall track. Plus, I'm kind of using the headphones in here as well, so it's not ideal. I suppose going forward, I would like to keep kind of some streams going. So I'm going to get it all kind of set up in the studio, my main studio, if you like, the commercial studio, so that if you guys, if you have any suggestions, any tutorials. I know this one was, I suppose, a little bit long-winded because I'm literally making a track live, but yeah, I have some ideas for like some shorter ones, like 5-10 minute little tutorials and things like that. So if there's anything in particular, one area that you guys might think, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more about that, or I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more about that, hit me up in the comments or send me a message or whatever, and I can give it a wee look for you. As I say, I would like to keep these going. Probably won't do this particular type of one again, although I definitely enjoyed it. Well, look, you never know. It just feels it would be very advanced, this kind of stuff, for people maybe starting out in that as well. So, I would like to do something a little bit more basic, or, small bite sizes, if you like. So, as I say, it is something that I'm thinking about going forward. If you'd like to, leave me a wee message or a comment or something like that there, I'll definitely consider it. As I said, the studio opened up yesterday, so I'm just sort of getting things kind of set up, because I had a lot of equipment here over the last couple of months. I've sort of taken that stuff back down and kind of got things set up again. So I would like to have that kind of studio set up and ready to go for live as well. Just basically like I have it in here, that if I feel like going live or there's something that I would like to share or whatever, I can just click the button and away we go. So yeah, possibly a lot more live stuff coming from Full Tilt Studios. Still some live stuff going on here, obviously, as well. This will be the final episode of this particular series. And yeah, so if there is anything in particular you would like to maybe focus on a little bit more, do a little short 10-minute thing, whatever it might be, just hit me up and we'll see how we go. Now, as I said, I was listening to this in the car. One thing I did mention it in the last video as well, I just wanted that bass groove, so it would be like the second kick in. I wanted that kind of sound to pop out a little bit more. So I actually remembered I had a little plug-in. I wanted something sort of a bit perky on top of it. I'll show you the little plug-in. I actually got a sound for it and all there. I'm just going to load it up here. That's this little guy here. And he is, the Chromophone is called. It's really good for like very percussive sounds, and they sound very organic as well. So if you want that sort of organic-y, metal-y maybe sound, or percussive-y sound, and there's like different types of mallets and stuff like that. Mallets, percussions, some of the chimes and bells are pretty cool in there. They have some sort of synth there stuff, but I just like to use it for the kind of textures that we have here. So I'll just show you what we got. So that's the new texture on there. That's the new I'll just solo them here now. So yeah, it's just like a little. I didn't really do much to the actual preset, so I felt that one was kind of sitting quite well. And I'll just give you a kind of let's play in here. So it really helps that sort of percussive texture. Can really make that sort of pop out, I think. Just sort of sitting on the top. So give you a blast now and then one after. Okay, so that's what it's like, well, the new way. So yeah, that's with the new one. Again, I think it lets it sort of pop out of the mix a little bit more. Gives it a wee bit more of a techier kind of feel as well. Using that more sort of percussive sound. So yeah, I really like it. So what I'm going to do with these two now, actually. Yeah, so what I'll do with these two now is actually group these guys. I may have them grouped already, just let me check here. And send them to a group, and I'll treat them together. So I'll compress them together, EQ them together, which hopefully will get them sounding a little bit more like one sound instead of, you know, two layers basically. Just let me see the way I had this set up. Setting up a group here. Let's call it. So I'm just going to group these now, just to show you. So these are now going to the one fader. So I've hit solo on this. That's the one fader then, basically for these guys. So, right, there's a bit of delay on that sound already. Right there, 1 wee second. So I'm going to tighten up the envelope on that a wee bit. Alright, so what I'll do first, I've got a preamp here, really cool on Neve. So that there's just basically adding a wee bit of drive and giving it a little bit of bite. Okay. small amount of delay on that just to actually give it, make it a wee bit more interesting. Already really helping the overall sound of that. Okay, I think we've got an intruder here. 1 second. Sorry guys. Right, what else does that need? I would say a little bit of reverb, compression, and a bit of EQ, and we should be a fairly good place with that, I think. I think it's fairly solid. Good morning, Colin Fury there. We're on the go early, is right, Colin. Nothing else for it. Yes, Daryl as well. These inspired me to get back at it. Yeah, we just sent a track from Daryl as well too, and yeah, by the sounds of it, that last track I heard from you, the snippet you put up is pretty good as well, my man. We all inspire each other, don't we? It's like a nice little bit of healthy competition that everybody's trying to bring their A game, which can only help, I think. It'll make us all better, hopefully. Keep us on our toes, as they say. So yeah, good stuff, Darren. Good to hear the tracks you're coming out with at the minute. Yeah, so where were we? We're at this drum groove here, right? And what did I say? Yeah, so if we have a tiny bit more, I'll tell you what I've got actually as well. I got this thing from, I'm a sucker for buying these plugins whenever they're on sale. I got this one off UAD there. This Infiltrator. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't really know what it is, to be honest. It's like I only got it off a recommendation. It seems to be kind of a little bit of a, what's the word? Nearly kind of distortion-y, kind of widthy kind of thing. Seems to add, what do you see? I'll just bypass here. It just gives it a little bit of, makes it pop or something. I think it does add a wee bit of distortion, like a bit of width or something, but it definitely really helps. I say I only really got it, so I haven't. Again, it's fairly basic, but I still haven't figured out just exactly what it's doing and how it's doing it. So, yeah, I'm still learning a little bit with it. But it's really nice. It's nearly like it just adds a wee bit of X factor to the sound or something. Bit of EQ on here now. Yeah, which I suppose just the way I kind of work, I'm using kind of this Pultec here is more like a colouring EQ, if you like. I usually tend to use these, and then like, well, maybe the QB a stock one or whatever it might be. So there are Ricardo's on the ball. Yeah, it's a dynamic process. It's meant to increase the loudness without impacting the dynamic range of the tracks. Yeah, it definitely makes it pop out a lot more. Definitely really like it. As I say, I only really just got it off a recommendation, but I really do like what it's doing. So again, I just that little bit of subtle EQ. It kind of boosted the lows, which is kind of bringing out the that's bringing out the lower layer. And again, because I do want to feature that top layer a little bit more, I'm just sort of brightening that up as well a little bit. Probably roll off. Tame that little peak. And just as I was boosting there, I thought I felt a sweet spot there around sort of 700,000 K there. I'm just going to try and boost it here just to see. Oh, sorry, that's a dip. Yeah. I think that's a little bit nicer, all right. Right, to me, I think that's sounding a lot better in the mix there now. let's just see where we're at here anyway. So I'll just go through the breakdown. I think that's definitely sitting a lot better in the mix there now. It's kind of doing what I was hoping it was going to do. Yeah, just looking at this breakdown here. No, sort of. This is just sort of final kind of tweaks and stuff. Might actually just bring these pads. That's a filter on the pads, so low pass filter on the pads, just to bring them in a little bit more subtly from the start. Let's see. Just doing a high pass here at the end. Could have a wee bit more bite when it kicks in, so I'll try bringing the filter up a little bit higher. Sits a little bit better there. Okay, cool there. You know, I much prefer that little lead there. What made me bin the lead? Which lead are we chatting about here? Oh, this one here, is it? Yeah, I had it in the breakdown, and then it's actually muted there. Progressive and Weetabix is the future of mornings. Yes, Mike. Oh, gee, good one. Yes, why not? Let's start a trend for all us Progressive House fans. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I seen Daryl saying with the lead. Yeah, I think the last day we kind of made a decision to make this more powerful, which is the ARP, and have the little lead thing a little bit more complementary, if you like. So it's still there. Let's have it. Let's have it when it kicks in. I think I might have said it was better to focus. Right, we'll make a shout ourselves here. So this will be the complementary lead, if you like, on the ARP. Obviously. Now I feel when it kicks in there that lead maybe ticks away from the ARP as soon as it kicks in, but we have the opportunity then to bring this in afterwards, which still works with it, but I just feel whenever it kicks in the focus should be on this pluck thing here that we have, because it's kind of coming down here and it's the big feature in this transition going from the breakdown to the kick in. So yeah, that's kind of why I just it's literally, I just have it muted there, so it's kind of like that non-destructive one just in case you might use it again. So yeah, I think it actually even adds more to it. So what I'll do is I'll play it here, and then you can hear it kind of coming back in. So it actually adds more to the track when it comes back in, instead of it all coming in together. Hold on, sorry, I just ruined the balls there. Right, we'll take that again. So yeah, it's a little bit dull there, but we can use this as a little bit of a feature. Again, this is going to give the track a little bit more movement as well. Yeah, and I think as well now with that, because we've kind of got this section here with the ARP, I suppose the lead we worked on came up with the idea the last day now. It's kind of coming in a little bit later, but it's still getting its chance to shine after we take out the ARP as well, which I think is kind of cool. So we've kind of been fair on all sounds here, like. Yeah, I agree that wee bit of automation definitely helped it as well there. Again, we've maybe an opportunity even just to lower that filter a wee bit here in this, and again, just sort of gradually progress it as this is going. See what I always like doing as well. So what I'm going to do with the lead here now, right? I'm going to really overdrive or just increase, really not really overdrive, But yeah, just run amok with the feedback at the end here. This could get, just watch your ears just in case. Going to increase this size of this for you for a second. I really like doing this in tracks, just giving it like a ridiculous tail, but if you can kind of keep it on the borderline that it's completely feedbacking on itself, if you can just sort of ride that tightrope, you can get a really nice sound. See what that's doing there? Right, okay. Enough of you. Yeah, so what I'm going to try and do, continue for this on for as long as possible with the feedback kind of going, and let's see what happens. Taking the piss a wee bit there now with it. I'll kind of fade it off there at the end, I think. You see that's going for like, what are we looking at there, about 16 bars roughly, just that. And again, it's very, very subtle in the mix, but it kind of it's near in there, like it's just an well, obviously it's an effect, but texture is the word. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, I think any longer than that and you're just fucking acting the maggot. Okay, I think overall we're pretty good. Definitely in a decent enough place there now. I think the kick-in's right. I think the change-ups are right. There's something interesting for the ear. You know, whenever the lead comes back in and takes away from the ARP, that kind of does its thing. It jumps out, and even the outro now kind of features a 303 a bit more, which, you know, doesn't get too much exposure, if you like, in the track, so it's quite nice there as well. So yeah, I think overall, look, it's pretty decent, like. Just gonna look at this intro again, just. So high pass to the 303 at the end here. Yeah, do you know what I'm just going to do now as well? So again, because I'm kind of mixing now, I think most of the arrangement's pretty much done, bar maybe wee bits and pieces here. As I say, I would use at this stage. What I'm going to do now with you is I'll just final tweaks on the mix. Do put some stuff on the mastering. What I would usually do is hold on to that for about a week or so. Again, do it the car tests. I've got a sub in the studio as well, which is kind of handy, so I can hear that bottom end. I was just listening to that kick there too, and just to make sure that between my sub and the kick that it's not too boomy, just to make sure that's sitting okay as well. So yeah, even giving the drums like a little bite as well. I've got most of the drums going to a drum group here. So I'm going to I'll try this wee guy here. That's one of the things from Sound Toys. It's like a crunch compressor. It's like distortion and compression it adds to your overall mix. It'll probably take your head off now with the drums, but you've got a mix function here. You've got a crush and a crunch function. So between compression and distortion, that really brings out the drums there, I think. It just adds a lot of life to everything there. Again, it's keeping them all a wee bit uniform with compression as well. Yeah, I think overall, it's, you know, it's definitely sounding tight enough. See the other guys, we kind of forgot about them a little bit. See these guys? And not that we forgot about them, we kind of just had them in there, and I put them in there for a purpose, and then I sort of buried them in the mix and kind of forgot about them a little bit. So I think the way I kind of, I just kind of pasted them all out. So I would be a little bit more selective now with where they're going, get them sound a little bit better, bring them up in the mix a little bit more as well. So just make sure these are on a group. So again, I'll do the two together. So again, some similar principles as what let's get that Infiltrator going again. Gotta infiltrate these bad boys. And bring this guy over so you can see it here. Okay. Should have done this first. I'll just put on that preamp again. Nice bit of crunch now. That's already far better. I really need to see what that's like in the mix though. Let's see. Yeah, it's way too loud. Might even be a wee bit too bright there. So yeah, I'm just rather be a bit more selective where they're put in. There's no need for them like going all the bloody time. Just be a little bit more selective where they're coming in there. They'll count for more and they'll sound better and they'll have more of a purpose. That one either. See, I think with less of them, as well, these little ARB textures as well, they were a little bit overlooked too. They're little sort of incidentals, like, so if we can sort of have each man kind of having his wee moment to shine, it's like a bit of ear candy too, so it is really. So you've got like the snares doing their wee incidental, and then the ARP. Got one's nice there, pushes it. Yeah, it's all something nice. Yeah, I think overall that's pretty solid. Yeah, so as I say, they have a purpose, but they're just in there way too much. Again, sometimes that happens. You put on a good idea and then you bury it in the mix and you kind of forget about it. So, yeah, that's just a wee disclaimer on that one there as well. Yeah, to be honest, the overall sound of this, I think it's getting better and better and better. With all the sort of subtle changes that we're doing here. I'm going to stick some stuff on the master now, and again, give this kind of a car test. If there's anything major that I feel that I do with it, I'll fire up a wee video and just say, oh, well, I really changed this, I really changed that. But I have another track actually at the minute as well too. That's kind of, I suppose, a little bit arpy, kind of progressive-y kind of stuff, and I think the two of these might work well on a little bit of an EP. So. Yeah, I'm thinking of putting it out with that. It'll probably be September, October at this stage before I put out. Probably put it out in full tilt as well, because the label's been going pretty well. And actually, we shout out to No Sodit. His track is 16 on Beatport there yesterday on the Progressive House chart. So well done there. So we've got a good team of guys actually doing some stuff at the minute. So it's great to see. Right, I'll just do this sort of mastering fairly quickly, and kind of give you a run through. I might actually do a little video on mastering if you're interested in my techniques and what I do. So let me just get up my master fader here for you guys. You guys. So yeah, just a little SSL kind of tickling the master there. Right. I'm just going to do a... I'm just going to grab an EQ. Low cut. Give me 30 dB, that'll do lovely. So I'm just going to set that. That's going to be the first thing in my chain. 20 hertz, just to take out any of the nonsense we don't need. So yeah, at the minute we've got... That's all we have in our master there at the minute. I'll just bring this down now. This line here is post and pre, so I usually stick an L2 just at the very end there. Grab any peaks. Yeah, just like again, just frequency analyzer on there, and we've got our meter here as well, just to check the overall loudness. I'm just running it through, and the last thing loaded in there was this little guy here, little tape machine, just to give it a wee bit of tape warmth. Actually change the tape speed on this, so I'll give you a little... gonna leave it just a wee bit duller there. Some of them hats are a wee bit sharp, but little master and EQ. So again, I do two types of EQ for mastering, one subtractive, one additive. I'm just going to use this for the additive, so this adds a little bit of colour to the overall mix. Now, I actually have the hardware of this in the studio, which is really nice, actually running your track out, so that's what I will do. I can certainly add a little bit of extra va-va-voom. So, just define those hats a little bit better. Smoother at 12k there, more so on 16s, maybe a wee bit sharp, it's a bit smoother. Again, I'm doing these in headphones, it's not ideal, it's just because it might be feedbacking on my mic otherwise. And again, I'm going to be doing like low end EQ boosting here, and again, I'm using headphones, so it's just a disclaimer that yeah, I'll do it properly. But it's just to give you an idea. What I'm doing here, I'm sort of flicking through, just sort of giving it a wee boost on certain frequencies, flicking through, see where it's actually sounding, see if you can sort of find some nice sweet spots for the track. So I think there's a couple of decent ones there. I'll try and give it a little bit of bite now, somewhere in around here, between like 1.5k and what's that, 4.5k. I usually tend to kind of even narrow it down a bit more between the 3 and the 4k to give it a bit more bite there. So I might just go after the break this time. There's a bit more going on in the track. Okay, decent. What else have we got here? Shadow Hills. So just do a final wee bit of glue after all that, and then a wee bit of limiting, and we should be. So I just usually knock the side chain in on these so that anything kind of under 100 Hz isn't triggering the compressor, so then you kind of miss everything else. Just bear with me, I'll just check it. Oh, somebody said the rider's sticking a mile on the phone, sound out of place, almost like a siren in the middle of the tune. Yeah, those could be maybe a little bit more subtle as well, I think, actually. Yeah, and like, see, as you say, they're even listening to it on the phone. Yeah, I suppose the frequency of that, because it's sweeping up through, certain things pop out more on, different speakers, which is why I would always say it is good to try them out in different things. What I find, even I might even be mixing, I find vocals especially, I might be after record a vocal and then go and have a look at I might be tuning a vocal in Cubase in the studio, and then I might take it home and play it on on my phone, and listen to it, and I'm like, the tuning just jumps out an absolute mile, and you think you had it tuned. I find vocals especially can pop out when you listen to it actually on your phone. So yeah, definitely a good idea as well, because at this day and age too, not everybody's going to have a lovely set of speakers to listen to your track on, so you have to try and make it translate as best as possible. In my home studio here, I've just got sort of an average set of the HS7s, which are, I suppose, an average size speaker. But at the studio, I've got like a sub and speakers, and plus I've got like a little small HS5s, the wee tiny ones. Again, mainly for kind of vocals, and for that reason, Ricardo's chatting about there, is that it pops out kind of on different systems. So you got to think about it, like. Again, I'm just tickling this compressor here. You've got the optical here, which is the meter for it. Now, it tends to be a lot more aggressive as a compressor. I'll just whack it up so you can hear it. So you can hear that's just squeezing the absolute life out of the track. But again, it's nice just to get a very, very subtle amount of it. Just to show you, like, if I whack this one up, which is the discrete one, it's a lot less noticeable. If you like, it just doesn't seem to have the same sucking power. Obviously, it's still completely overkill. Yeah, I think it was just the fader on that riser, or the filter. If I just dampen the filter a little bit on it, that might sort of blend it into the mix. So basically on that riser there, yeah, probably just opening the filter a little bit too much on it. So yeah, I think he said adding a little bit of white noise. You could even add it to the actual synth itself. There's a nice one there. Bright white even. It's a lot more subtle there now. adjust my level actually going into you guys. This could be taking your heads completely off now, the fact. Let's see. Just pull it back. Just kind of conscious not to. Normally I'd be trying to push that a little bit more into you. Look, you have to sort of be competitive. I know it's not a loudness war, but like, what do you do? What do you do? I prefer that it wasn't, but I would be pushing, you know, getting the master somewhere between -9, -7, and around there. So see what's actually working for the track. You have to be brutally honest, sometimes you're pushing sort of from -7 as much as you can, and to get sort of the last bit of loudness out of your track, but you need to be careful that you don't suck the absolute life out of it as well. See its control in a second. Giving you, hopefully that wasn't distorting too much for you. Let me just check there. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's just the way I have it set up here that taking out from DAW into you guys and using the control room, the whole thing was kind of a little bit distorted there, so I think it's sort of tamed it a little bit. Right. I suppose haven't actually got a name for this yet, so if anybody's got a name, drop me a message. Someone did make a suggestion one of the weeks, so I must check the comments again. Where am I? Right, I wanted to get a look at the master fader just to see if there's some sharpness or whatever throughout the mix. Again, it's not ideal doing this in the headphones, but look, it is what it is. so I'm just sort of smoothing off those high ends as well there, with that little bit of EQ, which I think really helps overall mix. Right, so I think I'm pretty happy overall there how that's sort of sounding. That gives you a kind of rough idea of my mastering process as well. Yeah, 90% of those plugins, that's the way I would use them. Again, depends. Sometimes you might have some multiband on there, a little bit more distortion on the master or whatever. Obviously subtle. So yeah, I think we're pretty much there. Oh yeah, thumbs up from Ricardo on that little bit of yeah, I think it was just a little bit harsh. Sometimes that happens to me, I find, with snares when I'm doing snare rolls and stuff. You kind of just automatically open it up to the, to its fullest point. I think snare just force habit, but sometimes it's just nicer maybe just not opening it up the full way, and it's less harsh in the ears as well. Did we not name it the other week? Yeah, we did. We said something about that. I must check the comments actually. There was something to do with that right sample that I had blasted out for over your ears for about 10 minutes. Yeah, apologies about that. So yeah, I must. Cheers, Tommy Langan. Good to hear from you, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce this out now. I'll figure out the name and get a listen to the car over the next week, see what sort of, what can be improved on the mix. I'll probably remaster it in the studio and just double check the mix down there. But as I said, if there's anything major that I feel that, to include that you guys might pick up on, I'll do a little video on it. As I said, going forward, things are getting back set up down the studio again, so I'll get my main studio set up for live streaming as well. I would like to continue it. I do enjoy Peaceful Now. There we go. You're on the ball, Ricardo. Right, there we go. Peaceful Now. That's good enough. It's a communal track. We've all had input, so. But yeah, if you got something from the tutorial whenever it's out, sure, maybe you might give it a wee purchase, try and get up the Beatport charts there for €1 or whatever. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, anyway, I've really enjoyed the tutorial, and not just from the fact of I think just having the crack with like-minded producers has been really good. As I say, I'll probably do some more short bite-sized stuff for people as well, and if there is anything that you think you would like to for me to basically break down for you, any questions or anything like that, or my production techniques, yeah, just hit me up, no problems whatsoever. So yeah, that's basically, I'm going to bounce it out. I'm going to get a blast in the car on the way to the studio. I will be keeping up some live streaming. I've never done anything like this before, absolutely ever. I've enjoyed the process, I've enjoyed the banter with the guys. So yeah, overall, I think thumbs up. So as I say, yeah, I'm going to put the track out. I was thinking what I should do is I should just give it away for free or whatever, but I have another track, as I say, that I'm working on. I'm loving it actually. Not tell you too much about it at the minute. So yeah, it's kind of on this style as well, RP kind of progressive house. So I think that both could work on a little bit of an EP or something. So yeah, probably in around September we'll get that one out. I have some releases lined up now over the next sort of month or two. So actually a remix out on Friday and one out track on Juf on Monday as well. So no doubt you'll see me posting about it anyway. So yeah, I didn't do a live stream last weekend. I think I might jump back in this Friday and get back on the saddle. I'll tell you why. I had an idea, you see, and the weather wasn't good. I was actually going to do it outside, but the weather wasn't good here, which was a little bit disappointing because I think it's my 10th episode of doing a live stream in here. So anyway, that's the update from me. Great to chat to everybody. Cheers, Hutchie as well. You were kind of in there from the start as well. Yeah, so that's basically that. So as I say, I'll keep up the live stream some shape or form. As I say, more than like, if the weather's good, I would love to set everything up outside and do a little mix for you. I might even do some of the best tracks from the vinyl mixes that I've been doing here, sort of pulling a track or two from each mix and doing like 15 or 20 records or something like that. As I say, I've really enjoyed it, and I will be getting cameras and the streaming software set up at the studio as well. So that, again, I can jump on board if I feel I've got anything relevant to contribute to the world. But anyway, as I say, thanks everybody for tuning in to this little session. It was something completely different from me. Under a little bit of pressure, I'll not lie. But yeah, we all have to try new challenges, don't we? Alright guys, thanks again. Hope you got something from it. Maybe it inspired a few of you to pick up the computer and jump on board and start writing stuff. Hopefully it did. And I appreciate all you guys' input. That kept me going as well too. So yeah, take care, be safe, and you will be seeing me maybe in a different location. I might just do one this week sometime from the studio and get it set up down there just to prove to you that I got it set up. So yeah, happy days guys, and